like I didn't fall asleep in my wig. So yeah. Um or I didn't fall asleep with my hair on. So mhm. I don't know if y'all heard what I said, but I was like, I want to say I just woke up, but then I'd be lying as if I didn't fall asleep in like my hair and my makeup, as you can kind of still see, honestly. Um, yeah, y'all. Like I was saying, I got it through the party. No, no beef, okay? But that reminds me of like all the beef that I used to have with people, okay? Because I used to be that girl who was trying to be friends with everybody, okay? So, um, y'all, and like before I even get into the story, it's just like, I don't know, my pet peeve that really bothers me is the fact that people like pretend like life isn't a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like people are like, oh, when I was in high school, I wore sneakers, so I don't see why you guys aren't all wearing sandals in school. Then, mind you, if I start a trend, only all class of 2020 only wear sandals. Y'all be mad. They'd be like, oh, I couldn't start a trend. I thought you was the only one wearing sneakers. Anyway, um, yeah, so anyway, I was that girl who used to hang out with everybody. Everybody knows a girl like that, okay? I so I used to run into situations a lot where it'd be like people be like, "Oh, I don't like your friend." You know what I'm saying? It started off with me being like friends with like, because I felt as though like, you could inbox me in. So then I would have like my sports friends, and then I would have like my school friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't just a student; I was a student athlete. So you know what I'm saying? I had like different friends, and then it like branched off into me just like getting along with everyone. Like I would be like, if we had a class together, we sat next to each other, then I'd be like, that's my friend from geometry. That's my friend from uh math, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my friend from reading, whatever. So I would just have a bunch of friends. Then it would get to the point, and like honestly, to this day, I still don't understand how people don't run into that situation because it's just like I don't know, like how you'll be just picking and choosing your friends. Like I don't get it, but it's just like whatever. I'm sure someone's gonna try to tell me, but um. Yeah, so it'll be like people be like, "Oh, I don't like that girl you're talking to, like that girl on your soccer team. I don't like them, like da 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 da." Da." And people used to always like tell me that, and then like I was like, I wasn't be, and I just answered my own question, but I wouldn't like immediately like cut the person off because I'd be like, um, I'm not trying to lose the soccer game, so like I don't want to ruin our relationship type of thing because I took everything way too seriously for a young girl, you know? So, yeah, so I'd be like, yeah, like, I would say, I'd be like, okay, like, I won't talk, like, y'all don't ever have to be around each other, like, I'm not gonna quit soccer just because you don't like one girl on a team of like at 12 to 14 people. It's just like, how often, like, my reaction was, I was like, that's when I realized that I wasn't like who I was close to and who I wasn't close to. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to lose the soccer game. So if you don't like her, you can just not like her, and I'm still gonna play soccer because me playing soccer is not all about her. So yeah, and so then slowly after that, it's like that's why a lot of people stopped liking me because they felt like I wasn't like true to their feelings and stuff like that. Okay. And I get it. I get it's the point. It's a girly thing. It's just a girly thing. Like, you know, um, if someone you're close to is like, I don't like that person, like your whole like that you should put that into perspective. But it's just like, I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. So then, like, I would like when it came down to like throwing parties or like having events, I would always like run into issues because I would know that like person A doesn't like person B, and I would be like, it would come to the point. I know it's early. It would come to the point where it'd be like I couldn't not invite certain people because like they like it would be like because by this time it would be like I was like invested in my relationships not because of who I liked, but because I was trying to get to school. Like that's just how I approach things. So it'd be like I couldn't be like passing out invitations to um oh, you're colorblind. um oh well, we'll keep it a mystery then. It's the same color as my chain. Does metal change the colorblind thing? I don't know. It's the same color as my chain. Um, because I would be like, this is my like lab partner for math, and I was like, I'm not trying to have like them blow up the volcano in my freaking face because I threw a house party. Like I've seen the movies because I threw a house party and I didn't invite them. Like, well, I could just invite them and I could and not like be having like end up with a science experiment all over my clothes. Um, that's not what I was trying to do. So it'd be like I was put in situations where it was like, or I was part of like a certain, or like even like, and this is another reason why I don't get it, because like we had like carpool programs and like people. I rode the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from, like if you like when you get on a bus, everyone who rides your bus, they know your business. So it's like, first of all, you gotta invite the people who you ride the bus with. So if you tell me you don't like the person I ride the bus with, it's really quiet for you because I'm not trying to fight nobody on the bus to school. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired in the morning and I'm tired after school. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess my allegiance lie with the people who I rode the bus with, the people who I was like had class with, if we was on the same sports team. And that's why I realized if we didn't have any like anything in common in our schedules, then we wasn't cool. Okay. So yeah, but then I don't know. That's what I'm saying. My schedule, I was a weirdo because like it was like real deep. People be like, no, I really don't like that girl. Oh, fun fact, secret. I don't want to say they were just being dramatic because no, I really believe that they didn't like them, but I want to say that they they were gassing the situation, like you know what I'm saying, like whereas before like Vine and stuff, people who didn't like people could just like not talk to them in the hallways type vibe. It was like to the point where it was like people be like, no, like I'm the person who leaves all the like dislikes on their Instagram posts. You know what I'm saying? So like I got it, like I understood, but it was just like I was in a situation where it was like, these people know my business and I don't want to fight anybody if I don't have to. So yeah, so then I would try to throw parties and I would try to invite people and it'd be like I don't know, all of the parties I threw would turn into like big skerfluffles. You know what I'm saying? People would try to figure out which group is going to take over Lola's parties. You know what I'm saying? So it would be like if I invited all of my friends, I would like come to find out coincidentally all of my non-soccer friends had something else scheduled during my party. You know what I'm saying? And then I could tell that it was like kind of like a sneak diss because they'd be like, like they probably decided that like soccer girls were clapped. Like that's what they decided. And I'd be like, okay, um, soccer's the only sport I'm good at. So again, I can't quit soccer. Um, yeah, so it'd be like things like that. And so that's just kind of like how I maneuvered. And so like it sort of became a thing where it's just like I don't know, people were like, I don't know, like my parties just turned into like weird combinations of people, like people who like ordinarily wouldn't necessarily be together except for at like my parties. So I kind of stopped throwing parties because like people stopped coming after a while because like my parties will always turn into some sort of fight, which was cool because honestly it was like the reason I started throwing parties was because people who I rode the bus with, like they were like, "No, Lola, your house is perfect for a party," because and I knew that they were confused because I was like, "No, y'all just confused because I have a bunch of people living in my house, so my house stays stacked. But this is not a party. This is a multi-family, multi-generational living situation." My room is a mess right now. Speaking of that, I told you. I mean, I don't know if y'all seen my other posts on my other social media. It's like a, it's like yeah, it's like I'm like, I'm still doing like the cleaning and stuff from the basement and stuff. So yeah, um, so yeah, um, yeah. So that's like I know a lot of people think like that's why. Oh, thanks. I know a lot of people think that because of that, a lot of people think that I just be ignoring beef, but it's like I'm just so used to it. Like it just came with the territory. Cause like I didn't even want to be like I wasn't the person who I was like, ooh, I want to throw a party. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people wonder, like, cause I still wonder that to this day. Well, not really, but kind of, because I threw parties, I ended up meeting a girl who actually like thought, oh my god, I'm gonna throw a party. But like I realized there's like an incentive behind that. Like most people who want to throw parties want to control everything. I was having trouble controlling the ball at practice, so that's not my intention. Like it literally was just because like people were like, I don't know, y'all know back in like elementary school, like you could go either way. Like people was like either curious about me or they seriously needed like something. But like one day it'd be like, Lola, can I go over your house? And I'd be like hesitant. And then if they press the issue again, like I wasn't trying to fight if I didn't have to. So I'd ask, and then eventually like, and then it was another thing. Like my parents started asking, they were like, oh, like how come like you never invite the people you ride a bus with to the house? Because like my mom was all about like doing like the carpool programs, all those kind of things. So it was like so many situations that were outside of my control. Like my mom was like, if you come home at 3 o'clock, I'm gonna put you to work from 3 o'clock to 10 o'clock, like do some extracurriculars. So you know what I'm saying? So like I had no choice in the matter of meeting these people. And so yeah. But my mom's thing was, I told you to find something to do and this is what you found to do. But that's the different. That's I was getting like we getting too deep into that thing. So yeah, so it's like a lot of people probably thought that they would be hurting my feelings by like dissing my parties, because like, and this is like the main reason why I know to this day a lot of people, my personality confuses a lot of people, because a lot of people thought that I was like sitting in my room like, oh my god, I should throw a party, like I should show everyone my house and like my awesome like neighborhood. No. Again, it was strongly suggested to me by the people I rode the bus with, okay? Because um yeah, and it's like ironically too, like the neighborhood I lived in was known for like hosting a lot of parties. Like it's kind of funny. That's why like I used to grow up like always seeing like, like a lot of like, like security cars and like vehicles like that around my neighborhood. And I used to be like, because like most neighborhoods don't have security, like my neighborhood has security. And like as a younger, I didn't realize this is what it was. But it's like literally from time, like from, because my neighborhood is relatively new, not relatively new, like, it's not like a development that's been around since the 50s. I think it's been around since like maybe 2002. Okay, maybe 2000. I don't think 2000. I think like 2005, around that time. So, and the like a lot of the people who moved into this neighborhood were the type of people who like to host parties. So like that's why my neighborhood is like heavily guarded. Okay, And why we also like have a security gate at the entrance, but there's no actual security at that security gate because people like to throw parties. We just have like security vehicles like roaming around the neighborhood because like my neighborhood was a party neighborhood. And like I don't know if people knew that about my neighborhood before I figured it out, or if it was just like the vibe was in the air and people was catching on to the vibe, and then they ended up like, you know, telling me that I should throw a party. So anyway, it was like something that I sort of couldn't get out of because my neighborhood was like the party neighborhood. When you're young, you see these parties, you wanna experience a party, but you like if you know obviously if you know that you're not in a position to throw a party, like you're gonna ask someone else to throw a party. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just like that. So yeah, so a lot of times that's what I was saying. Like I didn't realize that I was beefing people as bad as I was beefing people because of this fact. Because it's just like people get my personality confused a lot, and I really think it's because of this. Like the fact that like I threw parties, but like I'm not a party thrower. You know. Anyway.